As the day begins, there's something about the quiet moments that always remind me of how important it is to start my day with intention. Now, living intentionally starts with the smallest of actions, like making your bed. It may seem like a very simple task, but it sets the tone for a productive day. When you start your day with intention, even literally the smallest habits can make a very big impact. I love to prep my decks a lot in the morning. Now, my clean girl tracker, my journal, my highlighter, my pen, they are always within reach. Now, each tool is a part of a process of staying focused and on top of my goals at every single time. A clear workspace leads to a clear mind. My clean girl tracker is more than just a checklist, guys. It's a way to keep myself accountable, and I would honestly recommend to anyone. It helps me stay consistent with my habits, all of the habits that literally matters most to me, from wellness to productivity. It's all in here, guys. This is something every girlie needs to have. Journaling is a part of my morning routine. It's a moment to reflect, set my intentions for the day, and check in with myself. It's where I can put my thoughts on paper and bring clarity to what I want to achieve. Now, another way I live intentionally is by planning my meals. It's a very small but powerful way to take care of myself. Knowing what I'll eat helps me stay nourished and focused. If you're someone that struggles with living intentionally, fixing your daily habits, or you struggle with your productivity levels, then in this video, we're gonna have a chat. I'm gonna be sharing 5 ways you can live intentionally. So, guys, grab your pen and paper. Let us dive in. Hi guys, so my camera is actually going to be looking somewhere else. That's because I'm using my front camera. I have a little bit of an issue with my setup, so I really can't film with my front camera, sorry, my back camera. But guys, let's talk about intentional living. How do you live intentionally? Now, I'm just going to give like 5 tips that's going to help you live intentionally, because this is literally what this YouTube video is going to be all about. Now, I get a lot of persons tell me, um how do I literally fix my life, fix my habits, fix my routines? One of the best and first thing I actually have to tell you is to start by getting acquainted with your schedules. I keep saying this in almost all my videos, but I don't think I'll ever get tired about saying it. Getting your schedules right will literally fix 90% of your problems as a young person. And even if you are an advanced person that already have a fucked up schedule, you need to get intentional about your schedules. Now, how do you fix your schedules? You fix your schedules by getting intentional, by investing in a weekly planner, in a journal, something that helps you prioritize your day, like keep your tasks in priorities, where you can plan out your day, plan out your daily tasks. That is something that is very, very important. And guys, I'm touching my hair because I'm literally so obsessed. I made my hair a few days ago. I love this hair. Looks really, really nice on me. So a lot of persons can do a lot of things in the day, but would never journal. I currently am on a 21 days journaling schedule. I literally had to speak with my spiritual mom, and she told me certain aspects of my life I needed to work on, which I actually have confirmed. And one of those aspects is how I react to people, how sometimes my emotions can get ahead of me. Like when there's a problem, I'm the kind of person that wants to fix it immediately. I'm learning how to delay gratification. And sometimes when she told me that sometimes when you're praying for something, when you're praying for patience, for instance, you don't just see that you have patience overnight. God will give you circumstances that would need you to exercise patience. So in all of that, I'm learning to get intentional about my life, and journaling has been a very, very big impact to helping my patience level, helping me fix my emotions. I learned how to journal to teach myself patience. That's literally the power of journaling. Nobody talks about this a lot, but it is very, very important that you journal. Whatever you're going through, go on Pinterest. Honestly, there are literally thousands of millions of journal prompts that talks about whatever situation you're currently going through. Let's say for instance you deal with or you have issues with low self-esteem, go on Pinterest and type journaling prompts to help me deal with low self-esteem. You would literally see tons and tons of journaling prompts to help you deal with that particular aspect of your life. Get yourself a very, very good journal, and then guys, start journaling. Like honestly, start journaling every single day to deal with that situation while you are also praying, because I can't tell you to ignore the aspect of prayers, because that's actually something that's helping me. Um, go on a particular, maybe a 10 days journaling fixed schedule, and start journaling about whatever thing you're going through. Journaling can literally heal everything you want, like honestly. Like, I have been experiencing a lot of peace journaling about every single aspect of my life. Honestly, if I feel like I need to work on a particular aspect while I'm praying, while I'm studying the word of God, I get intentional about journaling about it. Like, guys, I don't think a lot of people, I don't even think I can emphasize this enough, but journaling has a lot of power that you should not ignore. The third thing you can literally do to live intentionally in the 21st century right now, not a lot of persons say it, but listen to podcasts. I think I say this a lot in my videos, but I don't think I can ever get tired of saying it. Now, when I talk about podcasts, a lot of persons' mind will go to Nedu's podcast, or those podcasts that batch men, or those podcasts that batch women. Now, those are not the only kind of podcasts you can listen to. Trust me, guys. Podcast has literally changed my life, and I have also helped a lot of ladies. I also advised a lot of ladies to go into podcasting, and it has also worked for them. Whatever aspect of your life you literally want to work on, podcast can help you. Like, it's the fastest means. Instead of you taking a course on whatever, podcast can literally change your life. I had to get intentional about fixing my scarcity mindset through listening to podcasts. Even when I had money at a point in my life, I always felt at an edge. I always felt scared of spending money for myself. I always had reservations for myself. But now, guys, I do not have reservation when it comes to myself. I would literally give myself the best of life, and that is literally the standard I'm setting for myself. Now, podcasts can change your mindset a lot. Like, I think in my last video, I created a podcast tracker. I think I forgot to drop the link to the template, and I'm gonna think I have to work on that on this video, dropping the link and also that my video. So you can literally create a podcast tracker where you fix and arrange your podcast in a way for self-development, guys. This is a hack that I've tried, that have worked for me. I can't come here and tell you something that doesn't work for me, honestly. Podcast tracking has been something that fixed my life. When I needed to learn about financial mindset, I had to listen to people's podcasts about that. There are a lot of people's podcasts that talk about how to build your finances, how to get intentional about investing. Those podcasts literally helped change my mind. Now, this is not rocket science. You didn't have to go to take a course on Udemy on how to manage your money. You didn't have to go to any seminar. Podcasts can change your life. A lot of Gen Zs always complain that there aren't too many opportunities out there, but I think sometimes it has to do with your mindset. When your mindset is locked in, you literally cannot grow. If you have scarcity mindset, if you have a mindset that is poor, if you have a mindset that doesn't suit the kind of person you want to be in future, you can change that. And how can you change that? Listen to podcasts. Get intentional about your life, honestly. If you feel you've been so lazy to make yourself better, to learn a skill, go to YouTube, go to Spotify. There is somebody that have talked about this particular thing. A lot of people always want to talk about or listen to podcasts that is just entertaining, but podcasts are not just to entertain you. There's a lot of educational podcasts, and you have to take advantage of it. From me to you, honestly, I won't lie, guys, podcasts literally changed my life. If you struggle with health, wellness, there's somebody's podcast that can literally fit into that. So get intentional about that, and that's what it, guys. Now, the fourth thing I have to talk about when it comes to living intentionally is to get intentional about prioritizing rest, prioritizing peace, and prioritizing loving yourself. I don't think I can talk about this a lot. I figured out for my life that basically whenever I am in a place of distress, I literally would mirror my environment. I would reflect. If I'm in a very harsh environment, I would literally mirror my environment. If I'm in a very peaceful environment, I'll become peaceful. If I'm in a very toxic environment, I also become toxic. Now you gotta know yourself. You have to know yourself and know the kind of things that doesn't work well with you, and try to exit those situations. So in every situation, I am learning to prioritize myself. I'm learning to choose me every single time. Whenever there's a chaos in a particular place, I leave that place. Honestly, it's part of prioritizing yourself, guys. And I feel nobody should take this for granted. Prioritize your peace. Prioritize seeing yourself in your most relaxed era every single time. And it's not like you're not working hard or you're not putting in the effort, but you are getting intentional about not being in situations that put you on an edge. If you feel somebody's toxic for you, if you feel you don't like somebody's mindset, then get intentional about like cutting them off. Honestly, if you feel a particular environment doesn't really suit you well, then get intentional about exiting that place. Honestly, your location matters. Get intentional about prioritizing yourself. If you're in a location that is chaotic, then at least, and you know that you cannot leave that particular place, then create your space as a safe haven. Now, I am currently in the university, and I know how stressful it is being a university student. Whenever I go out, I'm literally always stressed. So, one of the things I did to prioritize rest and peace and relaxation in my life is to ensure that my small apartment in school is literally reflecting every single thing I want. And when some of my friends come over to visit, they'll be like, "Oh, you spend so much, you do this too much." But honestly, I cannot live the way every other person is living because I know myself. I mirror every single inconvenience. So I get intentional about creating a safe haven. Whenever I'm stressed in school, because I know definitely I'm going to be stressed in school, whenever I want to come back home, I want to come back to my safe haven. I want to come back to my solitude. I want to come back to an environment that keeps me calm, that makes me relax, so that I can unwind, relax, and get prepared for the next stress of the day. Because honestly, it's something you cannot really um, avert. The stress of being a university student is something you cannot really avert. So I get intentional about creating a safe haven for myself, so where I can come to and feel like my best self, feel like my most relaxed self. And guys, that is literally it. Fifth and last thing I have to talk about when it comes to living intentionally is to get intentional to fix your bad habits. I think I would always talk about this because I feel like the whole essence of adulthood is to grow, learn, and unlearn some certain bad habits that it's not really suitable for you, honestly. Now, I think one of the most important aspects of being a university student, I'm currently in my final semester, soon to be a graduate. The highlight of being a university student so far has been to take advantage of the fact that I've been in university to fix a lot of my bad habits. Like I always say, I used to be the messy closet girly, but when I started staying alone, I started to see my bad characters for myself, and I knew that I can't keep living like this, so I got intentional about fixing it. Now, if you want to live intentionally, you have to get intentional about fixing your bad habit. If fixing your alcohol habit is something you need to work on, then get intentional about fixing it. That's how you live intentionally. If you always have issues with your skin, then get intentional about fixing it. Get skincare products, fix your space, fix your environment. If you always notice that your space is always messy, and it's not like you're a dirty person, but you just need to work on that aspect of your life, and get intentional about creating a schedule to clean up your space. Like, get intentional about fixing your bad habits, because living intentionally is not just about eating healthy or doing all of the other things I've talked about. So getting intentional about fixing your bad habits, that is literally how you live intentionally, guys. Don't let anybody deceive you. Honestly, when you are an adult, what makes you a successful adult or a grown-up is getting intentional about fixing your bad habits. Guys, that is literally all for intentional living. And if you are new, if you are in my channel, hi, my name is Unique, and in this channel we talk about all things productivity, wellness, becoming the best version of yourself, baby girl. So if you're looking for a community that has literally no judgmental kind of stuff, where you feel safe, this is literally your safe haven, you feel relaxed here. We literally just want to become the best version of ourselves. So guys, if you love what you're hearing, then stick closer. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and also give me a thumbs up. If you are a returning subscriber, I just know that I love you seriously from the depth of my heart. And guys, thank you so much for watching this video to the end. Don't forget to drop a comment for me. I also want to hear from you, and I would see you in my next video. Ciao ciao, bye.